So, before you know it, the nights are going to be cold enough to put an end to the pesky mosquito season, and I, for one, am wholeheartedly ready for that.
Oh, I know you are, Jimmy. And I don't know anyone who actually likes mosquitoes. In fact, experts say they're not necessary to sustain the food chain. That's why people in our area have been waging war against these tiny terrorists for centuries. And in today's Throwback Thursday, author Jim Duffy of Secrets of the Eastern Shore has a few stories to tell about these endless wars. So, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Where do we start?
I'm glad I'm with familiar company. I hate mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
I hate them.
So where does all this mosquito story start today that we're buzzing about?
Let's start on the other Smith Island, not the famous Smith Island in Maryland. There's another one down at the mouth of the bay in Virginia.
All right.
That's where the Cape Charles Lighthouse is.
Okay.
Oh.
It's 1894, and they're building a new lighthouse. And they send all the materials, everything out there. They ship everything out there, and it's June. And the Lighthouse Board in its journal says one thing about the decision to pull everything back out, which is the mosquitoes made it completely uninhabitable. So they pulled everything back out again, pulled everything back in again in November. And these guys were highly motivated by that point. They finished it ahead of schedule, long before the next run of
Mosquitoes came back.
They had some motivation there.
all winter, cold weather, they finished that lighthouse.
But you can't always just hightail it, turn around, and run away, can you?
No, that brings us a little farther back, a fun one to the Civil War. There's a kid from Ohio, 20 years old, George Bonsall is his name, if I'm pronouncing it right. His regiment is assigned to go to Hog Island, Virginia, the other barrier island a little bit farther north.
Right.
It's going to be the greatest assignment ever because there's no Confederate troops there. There's no local spies or anything like that. And he says that we imagined this was going to be some sort of a paradise to be stationed on Hog Island.
Yeah.
He wrote an extensive journal, and I had to bring a cheat sheet because this is so good. The boys tell some very large stories concerning the skeeters. And some of those boys are so disfigured with red, black, and blue marks, swollen eyes, and other marks of the terrible charge of the enemy as to be scarcely recognizable. The galley nippers show no mercy. They go in with demonic yells and inflict their terrible punishment on the unhappy victims. He's got about 4 pages about his time on Hog Island. 3.5 of those pages are about how terrible the mosquitoes
Oh my
were.
goodness.
And at the end of their stay there, he was like, the boys are overjoyed because we are going to leave this wretched island.
Oh my.
Yeah.
All right, now look, of all the people that we know, you are the best at finding the silver lining of a cloud. Is there anything good that comes from a mosquito?
I don't know if it comes from the mosquito, but it comes from the war against mosquitoes.
Okay.
So now we'll go to Rehoboth Beach, 1921. Still a very young place, still kind of growing up as a resort. And one big marketing problem they had was mosquitoes. I came across an article from 1902 in one of the Wilmington papers, front page, all about how terrible the mosquitoes are in Rehoboth. Some college kids set a fire trying to get rid of them. The fire got out of hand. The bucket brigade came in. There was a dance. It was an indoor dance. And just the act of people going inside and outside the door, there were so many mosquitoes, the dance was canceled in 20 minutes. So enter a very rich guy. I don't know if you know French. If you know French, you can help me with this pronunciation. It was one of the DuPonts. His name is Irénée or Irénée DuPont. Okay. At the time, he was on his way to becoming one of the richest men in the world. One of the reasons why is because of stuff like this. He bought 70 lots dirt cheap in Rehoboth Beach. And the reason why they were dirt cheap is because there was a saltwater marsh there and there were mosquitoes. It was just awful, awful. So he proposes to the city that, DuPont is not just chemicals at that point, they're also explosives, dynamite and things like that. And so he proposes that he's going to use 30 pounds of dynamite, blow up
Nuh-uh.
The salt marsh.
No.
All the way down below the sediment. Create this giant hole, fill it with fresh water where there will be much less mosquitoes, and then fill another half of it so that there's a beautiful park. And that is how we got Lake Gerard, just on the north side of Rehoboth Beach. And of course, that property today is full of tall trees, beautiful old bungalows, and
Yeah.
he sold off some of those lots for a lot more money than he put into it.
How about that?
But he did this on his own dime, created Lake Gerard.
Who knew that you could blow up, try to blow up mosquitoes and come up with a popular lake?
Yes,
Duffy,
no kidding.
Secrets of the Eastern Shore, as always, thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.